What's going on? Born for Sports, the OG Nick fan show. And Nick Nation is happy tonight. Hey, you got to be happy tonight. The New York Knicks against a top Western Conference opponent got the job done tonight. They beat the Grizzlies 143-106, a blowout win. A nice blowout win tonight. Rocking chair game in the second half against one of the best teams in the Western Conference, and the Knicks are now 31-16 record. And with Boston's loss tonight, are only one game out of the second seed. With all the issues of trying to find chemistry with the team, with all the moving parts, okay? When all those things happening, yet the Knicks are only one game out of the second seed in the conference and getting better as a team. And man, this was a beautiful, beautiful win tonight, baby. Was a beautiful night tonight. And honestly, the second half was straight rocking chair win. And that's what made me feel good about it, is that this game never got close enough to feel like the Knicks were going to blow it or the Grizzlies were going to make a comeback. And in my opinion, they had their best game defensively tonight. Now, they've had some other statistical good games defensively this season, but I think this was by far their best effort against a quality opponent defensively tonight. No doubt about it in my mind, man. And, that is the issue with the Knicks. It's getting the defense to catch up, getting the everything to just get more balanced, because we all know with this team, and we'll get to in a minute what they did offensively tonight, but everyone knows what this team is capable of doing offensively. When the Knicks are right, and I said it time and time and time again, when the Knicks are right and having their playing their game, they're an elite offensive team. And all we have to do is get this defense to catch up a little bit. It's gotten gradually better as the season goes on, and tonight was their best effort by far. Best effort by far. Before we break down the game, let's get to the chat. The chat is buzzing tonight. Big Task ahead with the let's go. What's good, Big Task? I know you happy, man. That was a beautiful, beautiful game to watch, man. What are they going to say now? That's right. Because all I've been hearing all over the place, I look on Knicks Twitter, I look all over, anywhere you can say it, hey, the Knicks, they got to do better. And rightfully so. Listen, the record isn't good against the top elite teams in the league, record-wise, coming into this game. I believe they were 0-5 against teams like Cleveland, Boston, Oklahoma City, of course. Okay. And whoever else is escaping me at the moment. But tonight, and listen, this team right here, Memphis, they're a good team, man. So I don't want to hear nobody try to throw that cold water on this dub. This is a good quality young team in the Western Conference. They came into the game with a better record than the Knicks, and on top of that, third in the conference in the West. And they made them look like they didn't even belong tonight. What are y'all going to say now, y'all? This is a quality win against a top opponent. And it goes to show you, when the Knicks are right and playing their game, they are one of the best teams in the conference and in the league. And I've been saying this since day one. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. We're going to break it down. Eric West checking in. Orange and blue skies, baby. That's right. Orange and blue skies, man. It's a beautiful night tonight. I don't see no darkness. It's orange and blue. Hood Take Team, my fellow OG Knick fan brethren. All that talk about we can't be the lead or good teams is a myth. Talk about it, baby. It is a myth. It is a myth. And the last game we played against Oklahoma City at the Garden, that was our low of the season. That was our low, no doubt about it. And probably they are the cream of the crop of the league this year so far, besides Boston. But I go back to that game in Oklahoma. We had them. We controlled that game. We showed we belong, and we had them until the last 7 minutes of the game where the team just wore down and just could not close them out. And that showed me enough right there. I said, hey, they have some part things they got to take care of, but the parts are there. They can contend with these teams. They can contend. That was the game for me. They went into Denver and beat and smacked Denver in Denver, and everyone likes to forget about that. And I don't care what the records say. Denver has the championship DNA, okay? They just won a championship 2 years ago, all right? Everyone want to forget about all that. The guys, the people with the agendas on the Knicks, the Knicks haters and stuff. But, 0-5 against elite teams is fair, and I said it. They got to start beating these elite teams, and they did that tonight. They did that against a quality opponent, contender in the West, and it feels good to talk about that for a change tonight. Big task at hand. The second half was Grizzly Bear Hunter. Pop, pop, pop. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. They took care of them. They went into them bear caves and took them Grizzlies out, man. It was a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. I'm about to break this game down. I'm a little excited tonight, man. I'm a little excited tonight because I love what I saw from this team tonight, man. Cliff checking in as usual. Always love from Cliff from the show. What's goody, Cliff? I know you like that game tonight, man. I know you like that game tonight, bro. I mean, it was a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing. And let's talk about this game, man. Let's break everything down before I get into it of the moving parts. Player of the game, Macau Bridges. Macau Bridges was the player of the game tonight, okay? And we're going to showcase Macau tonight. Before I get into it, we go, and the reason why I'm a showcase and I gave him player of the game is because, uncharacteristically, our captain, he was in foul trouble in the first half, just a weird kind of half for him. And he only, you look at this game, you say, wow, the Knicks really destroyed the Grizzlies tonight. Man, Brunson must have had a huge game tonight, our captain. No, he really didn't have a huge game, but he played his part. He was in foul trouble that first half, got 4 quick fouls in the first half, uncharacteristic from him. And he finished with only 20 and 6, which is, for our captain, is kind of pedestrian numbers, and you would think in a blowout win like this. But that's why we come back to the man, Macau Bridges, tonight. 28 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 steals, and the biggest thing he did tonight, he outplayed and dominated tonight, but also his biggest contribution was he contained Ja Morant tonight. He contained him, okay? He contained him tonight. The Knicks did a tremendous job making sure Ja Morant was bottled up tonight. It was wing stop this is the wing stop we expected coming into the season we eventually get to with OG Anunoby, one of, if not the best on-ball defender in basketball, wing players. Macau Bridges, we know he can score, but he's also a good defensive player on the wing, and he showed it tonight. The Knicks had a tremendous plan. They frustrated Ja Morant all night tonight, frustrated him, and a big part of that was wing stop, Macau Bridges. He locked it up tonight. Shout out to Macau Bridges. Thank you, Nets, for giving us Macau Bridges. Yeah, I said it. I love it. It was a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing. As Eric checks back in, we'll win more of those games the more we continue to gel. No doubt about it, man. It's one game at a time, and we're getting there. And that's what makes it even more encouraging about this, man, is that, the Knicks are not even whole yet, and they're not even hitting on all cylinders yet, but you can see the steady progress, game to game, game to game. It's coming, man. It's coming along, Pauls. It's coming along. It's coming along, man. And I can't wait to see how it's going to look when it gets to where we're ready. It's a beautiful thing. But like I said, shout out to Macau Bridges, man. Definitely the player of the game tonight. He had a tremendous game tonight. And my unsung hero tonight is Cat. And listen, we always expect these things. And Cat he just goes out and does what he does. despite how the refs treat him by letting teams just hack the crap out of him all the time. He still always manages to finish as one of the best players in the game that he plays today on that given night. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 2 steals. I thought in the second half, he really got going. First half was kind of like, they were kind of it was just kind of like finding it or whatever. Second half, he really got going. Hit some threes. Another double-double for the man. 2 steals, 24 points. And trust me, they could not stop him without fouling the crap out of him. Straight up like that. I thought he was the unsung hero. He brought balance to the offense and had things running as Macau Bridges did his thing tonight and was really the best player I thought on the floor tonight. Macau Bridges was the best player on the floor tonight. But I thought with the foul trouble Jalen Brunson was in the first half and even though JB got going in the second half, our guy Cat was there. He was there every time we needed him. They went to him, and he got the job done. So shout out to Cat with another strong game, another double-double, man. Just doing what all-star starters do, baby. Just doing it. Best center in the East, man. And he's showing it every night, man. And he's playing with an injured finger, little soreness in the knee, whatever that he has going on, and has a finger injury, but he's going out there and he's taking care of business, man. I love it. And let's talk about how this Knicks offense played tonight. Let's break it down. 70 points in the paint tonight. 70 points just getting to the rack at will. Good job not settling for too many three-pointers, even though they did hit a lot of three-pointers tonight, but they didn't fall in love with just jacking up threes. This Memphis defense is a good defense, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. That's a good team. They came into this game at the top. Memphis came into this game with the top ranked net rating in offense as a team and one of the best defenses statistically as a team. And the Knicks went out there and dropped 143 easy on them. Easy. Because when they're right, when the Knicks are right, they're an elite offensive team, one of the best teams in basketball. I don't care what anyone tries to say. My eyes, the eye test doesn't lie. The eye test doesn't lie. Work to do. As I said, the eye test is lying. We're not completely whole yet. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there, and it's fun to watch, man. It's fun to watch. But this Knicks offense, man, 70 points in the paint, 32 assists, 31 fast break points is what stands out to me. 31 fast break points and 51% shooting from the field, and did make 17 trades tonight. But it wasn't forced. You know what I mean? It was not forced, the three-point shooting. It was they were moving the ball well. As usual, the ball movement was good, and they were finding the open man, and the three-point shots were not forced. They were there, and they took them and made most of them that they needed to make. But the 31 fast break points stand out to me because when the Knicks are able to run and push pace, hey, that's another thing. The Knicks are not really statistically really great at a great on-pace team offensively. They do it in other ways, but they went out and they got it done tonight. They were running and they got it done. And it was a beautiful thing to see, man. Nice that the Knicks showed that they are capable of doing these things. And again, I'll repeat it again. This Memphis team is a good team, man. They're a good team, a very well-balanced team, very athletic, have one of the best players in basketball, and they made them look like they didn't belong tonight. They made them look like they did not belong. Let's go Knicks, baby. We're going to talk about this. We're not going to let this one go. And let's give a shout out to this Knicks bench, okay? Because let's be honest, it's our weakness on this team currently right now. It's our weakness. There's no hiding that. But with the kind of starting lineup that we possess, if not the best starting lineup in basketball, definitely one of the best, I'll say, okay? All we need is this bench to be, it doesn't have to be dominant, but it has to be formidable and it has to get the job done when they are in the game. And they did it, and then little by little, they've been starting to find it, y'all. Don't look now. Last few games in this current four-game winning streak that the Knicks are on, they're starting to get better at it, and players that we expect to find it and be a contributor on this bench are starting to show their worth. Tonight, 52 points as a team from this Knicks bench. I would have to say probably a season high. I'll check that later on. But Precious, I thought, was the best player from that Knicks bench tonight. He was a force tonight, man. 14 points, was definitely a factor defensively, rebounding, but basically more so defensively, was a presence in that paint. And he got out there and he went to work and he even hit a three-pointer tonight, which was nice to see. But hey, Precious was the best player on this bench tonight, and I loved everything I saw about that because he's a big factor on this team going forward. Listen, I'm not counting on Bigfoot. And if you watch me, if you know me and you watch this channel, Knicks Nation, you know who I'm talking about when it comes to Bigfoot. Mitch Robinson. Hey, it's about to be February. We still don't see him. Before the season, it was supposed to be December. Then it was January. It's about to be February on Saturday. I haven't seen him do anything. All I'm hearing is stories about he's around, he's getting better. That's why he's Bigfoot, as far as I'm concerned, until I see him on the court. All right? So until he shows he's going to be dependable for this team, which in the past he has not been. He's too injury prone. But when he's right and he plays, he makes this team better. There's no doubt in that. I'm saying what I'm saying about him, but there's no doubting the impact he makes for this team when he is healthy playing for this team. So Precious is someone that you can depend on since he's been a Knick. And he is going to be a big factor for this team if they want to get to where they need to go in the Eastern Conference. And he is starting to find it. You know, he was hurt early in the season, and he's been just, you know, getting better, steadily getting better, getting more continuity with the team, you know, getting his game together, and he's starting to really pay dividends lately, man. He was the best player from that bench tonight. Deuce, good to see Deuce getting some contributions lately and little by little trying to find it. I think based on what I've watched so far since he's returned from the injury the last time, he's basically trying to find his game, trying to get back to being himself. You know, sometimes I'm seeing him, he doesn't shoot as confident as I've seen him in the past, but he's starting to find it little by little. It's going to take time with him. We all know he's playing through an injury. It's the type of injury he's probably going to have to manage the rest of the season with the team. But tonight was nice to see that he contributed. 14 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. That's the Deuce that we need for this team because let's face it, man, he is, based on what we have on this bench, I think we need a scoring wing that can create his own shot and get buckets. He is the closest that we have to that right now. Deuce is an important part of this bench, and he is expected to be that important piece of the bench. So it's really nice to see he had a good game tonight. And we just, as Knicks fans, we just got to try to be patient and hope he finds it and gradually, little by little, get back to where the Deuce that we know consistently we saw last year. He's just so important to this team. And let's face it, he makes this bench go when he's on that type of time. Campaign. The spark plug for good or for better or worse campaign, the spark plug. He had a good game tonight. Was kind of quiet the first 3 quarters, but man, he got it going in that fourth quarter. He had 11 points. 9 of those points was in that fourth quarter. Caught fire from 3. Nice, solid job tonight from Campaign in the minutes he got tonight. Was a pest defensively. Got a couple of steals and deflections. Shout out to Campaign. Shout out to Precious Achiuwa. Shout out to Deuce and the Knicks bench tonight. Hey, we've been on them for not holding it their end of this team. when we haven't gotten the job done getting wins. Tonight and lately, they have gotten better little by little. So let's hope that this is a sign that this bench is going to start to do their job consistently the way we need. And this Knicks defense was, as I mentioned at the top of the show, opening the show, the Knicks defense was their best game, in my opinion, tonight. This defense forced 26 turnovers, including 20 steals, man. 20 steals, countless deflections, just a lot of energy out there, just a great game plan tonight. And they really, really frustrated Ja Morant tonight. They held Ja Morant to 10 points on 5 of 13 shooting. And a big part of that was Macau Bridges. Don't get it effed up, y'all. Macau Bridges put the clamps, along with this Knicks team, but it was mainly Macau. He put the clamps on Ja Morant tonight and really had a really good game. Really good game. And his defense was all over the place. Constantly, jumping the passing lanes, deflections, not giving in too much on the switching. And when they did switch, sound rotations tonight. If you know, you know. Good job by this Knicks defense tonight, man. They were all over the place, man. I just thought, they had their best game tonight. And let's take a quick look inside the numbers with this Knicks defense, man. What they did tonight against them. First of all, they held the Grizzlies to only 9 of 24 from 3. So they only made 9 3-pointers. It's not a terrible percentage-wise because they only took 24, but they only held them to 9. And this is, like I said, this Grizzly offense is the top-ranked offense as a team in basketball coming into this game, man. And they did a good job of containing them, especially Ja Morant, man. Especially Ja Morant, okay? Also, as a team, they held this team to 45% shooting, which is below what they normally shoot, okay? Just a solid job, man. And they forced 26 turnovers, man. That was the biggest part of the game. And a lot of those turnovers led to fast break points. As we've said many times on this show, I've said, my fellow OG Knicks fan bros like T and Ray have said a couple of times, if you watch the show, if you know, you know, sometimes when the offense isn't on that type of time where it's just everything going in and they just unstoppable, your best offense can be your best defense. That is the DNA of this Knicks franchise, is defense. And that's who we are as a defensive team. And I know, listen, the way the team is currently constructed now, it's now kind of tilted towards we're being more of an elite offensive than defensive team. But it doesn't mean the defense can't hold their own. And they've done a good job of that lately. And as the season's gone along, it's gotten better. Their rating has gotten better. And tonight was definitely, to me, in my opinion, their best effort tonight defensively. Let's get to the chat. Big Task at Hand says, yes, this is exactly how we envision Wingstop to be. That's right, man. OG Anunoby, we all know what he's about. We all know what he's about. And when he's on defensively, he is just one of the best, if not the best, on-ball wing defender in basketball. And now you add Macau Bridges, who's already a good defensive player. With that. Okay. Hey, this team can get the job done, man. They should be getting the job done more often than not. And when, hopefully, when Bigfoot Mitch Robinson can finally return, it's just going to make this defense better. It's going to make this defense better. And it's something to look forward to, man. Shout out to the boys tonight, man. Shout out to the boys. They really played very well defensively tonight. Clip check says, Ja, you got to lead that campaign for campaign JA. Well, listen, if he's going to continue to be, listen, we all know he can be erratic, but he's a spark plug. He's good or bad. And most of the season, he's been good for us, man. And as I mentioned many times, man, and a lot of us Knicks fans, we kind of scratched our head when we made this sign. We was like, man, why we sign a campaign? Do we really need him? Well, now you see why we do. He has chemistry with Macau Bridges. He's a good teammate. You know, he can be a little bit of a erratic player at times when he goes a little too hard trying to force shots. But when he's on, man, he brings energy. He brings energy on both ends of the court, and that's what you want to see. That is what you want to see. Shout out to Mr. Campaign tonight. Keep giving us the good campaign. And hey, man, I'll be campaigning for him. Memphis has a top-rated defense, but I wouldn't have been able to guess the way the Knicks made them look in this game. And that's the facts. That's all facts, Cliff. Because that's the thing. The Knicks offense, this team with the talent they have offensively is capable of doing this to elite teams, especially good elite defensive teams. They are tough to stop when they are on their game. And think about it. Think about it, my guys. Knicks Nation, think of it from this point of view. We dropped 143 points on one of the best defensive teams and best teams in basketball tonight. And Jalen Brunson didn't even his impact wasn't even like the way we're used to. You know what I mean? Like it was just, it really shows you what this team is capable. And this is why they made the trade for Macau Bridges. This is why they re-signed OG Anunoby. Okay. This is why they traded for Karl-Anthony Towns, one of the top players in basketball, all NBA caliber player, best center in the Eastern Conference, even though it hurt giving up Devo. But this is why you bring in these players because, man, pick your freaking poison when they were on. You're going to stop Cap? We got Cap. You go ahead. You want to stop Cap, which is basically so difficult to do. We got Cap. You stop that, good luck. Macau Bridges, when he's on, you see what he's capable of, and he's just getting better with this team, getting more chemistry with this team. Okay? You saw what he did on Christmas night against San Antonio. He went head-to-head with Wemby. Head-to-head with him. With a 40-burger. And he's had a lot of good games that maybe some Knicks fans, they kind of let it go unnoticed, but I don't. And you see OG. When OG plays aggressive offensively, because he's such an unselfish player. And that's the thing. People want to say, hey, man, OG, man, listen, he making a lot of money, blah, blah. Hey, he makes a lot of money because of the role is so important on this team. And he's gotten better. He's a better player now than he was when we got him. Let's be honest. He's a better player now than what we got him. Okay? When he plays aggressive offensively, this Knicks team is even better and tougher to start. Okay? Coming into this game, Macau Bridges, out of corner three-pointers made in the NBA, in the entire NBA. You know who's 1 and 2 in that department in corner threes made? Number 1, Macau Bridges. Yeah, that's right. For all those people that say, oh, you gave it too much. Macau Bridges is number 1 in the NBA in corner three-pointers made. You know who's number 2? OG Anunoby is number 2. Yeah. So the pieces fit like a glove with the starting line the way it is. And when they're on, they are tough to stop. And when you get aggressive, OG, this is a tough team to stop, man, because you already know what he brings defensively. But when he's had a couple of 30-point games lately. He had 33 the last game. Last game we played, he dropped 33. Listen, this is why you got to let it just gel and see how it goes, man. It's a beautiful thing to see how we play like that. And speaking of OG tonight, let's talk about his stat line, okay? Before we close the show, let's talk about his stat line tonight. Speaking of OG Anunoby, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 6 steals and a block. 6 steals tonight. Okay, with really good defense out there. Okay, yeah. And like I said, balanced scoring all around. He's an unselfish player. He's not going to drop 30 a game like some people might expect him to. That's not what he does. He has a specific role that he is the best at doing, and that is on-ball defense, and he brings scoring and three-point shooting. That is what he is about. He's even amongst the top players in basketball in dunks this season. He can run the break. He fits the team like a glove. OG Anunoby, shout out to OG with the game, man. 6 steals, man. 6 steals tonight. Just beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Josh checks in. Great dub. Yes, sir. Salute to Josh stopping into the show, man. Yeah, it was a great dub, man. And like I said to open the show, ain't nobody out there can say that the Knicks haven't beaten a good team yet. Okay, which has always been a myth anyway. Because they beat in Denver, they beat in Minnesota on the road. They've got some good quality wins. Okay, they beat in Atlanta, solid team. You know what I'm saying? But the elite teams is a different story. They came into the game 0-5 against the top records in basketball. Well, the Knicks had the 5th best record coming into this game in basketball. And Grizzlies had the 4th best record coming into the game in basketball, but a better record than Knicks. Well, now we flip-flop that with this blowout dub, because now we're the 4th best record in the conference, and we just smacked the Grizzlies on our home floor, and it wasn't even that close tonight. The largest lead of the game, matter of fact, I believe it was 30. Let me just double check that. Largest lead of this game was 39 points against a top team. So for all of the naysayers out there, all the Knick haters out there that say, oh, they haven't beaten anybody enough. They haven't beaten the elite teams. Well, they beat one of the elite teams tonight. They did. Now, more work to do, no doubt about it. Not going to hold you. More work to do. They got to start beating the Clevelands. They got to start beating the Bostons, those teams. And there'll be opportunities to do that. But we're gonna put to rest that myth about the Knicks not being able to beat good teams. We're gonna stop that now. Okay? We're gonna stop that for sure. Okay. So hey, as we conclude tonight's show, the next game of the season is going to be Wednesday night at MSG against the Denver Nuggets. We went into Denver early in the season and smacked them around in Denver. So they're going to want to come in and they're going to want revenge. We all know what they bring: championship pedigree, Jokic, MVP, all the good things. Real good team, okay? They got a good team. They'll be ready. So should the Knicks. And I can't wait to see that game. For sure. And that'll be the next show. We'll do post-game after that game Wednesday night. So shout out to the Knicks, as that'll conclude tonight's show. They get a rocking chair second half and blowout win tonight, 143-106 against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Knicks are now 31-16, and with Boston's loss tonight, 1 game out of the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. So with all this gelling and all this chemistry building we've been doing, and all of this, the naysayers about this, that with the Knicks and why they're not doing this and that, the impatient ones and all that, we are only 1 game out of the 2nd seed and plenty of NBA season left to go. Enjoy that ride, Knicks. Enjoy that ride, Knicks fans, because, hey, this team has potential, man. This team has potential, and I'll keep saying it, man. And this is not the first time that they dropped 40 points on a game this season. I mean, they've had 130-point games, 140-point games. Hey, when the Knicks are right, they are one of the best offensive teams in basketball. Okay? Man, if that defense catches up, boy, it's going to be a beautiful show and sight to see. And I can't wait to see if we get there. So that'll do it for tonight's show. Big win for the Knicks. Before I go, thanks for chopping it up. Thanks for tapping in with me. Before I go tonight, Knicks Nation, I ask one favor. like and subscribe to the channel Born for Sports. I talk all sports. NBA. I talk New York Knicks basketball. As you can see, the OG Knick fan show. Big time Knick fan. I talk MLB baseball. The New York Mets. Big time Met fan. I talk football. The New York Football Giants, diehard Giants fan. I talk about the Yankees. I talk about the Jets. I talk about the Nets. Whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. So big win tonight. Shout out to y'all for tapping in. Shout out to the Knicks. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go Knicks.